Alright, g'day, hi, and welcome. Alright, I've got a slalom challenge this morning. Holy crap, that's damp. That's crazy damp. I don't like that. You can get between my car, my dad's truck, and my brother's minivan. Little plain bumper cars. Squeeze around the big red dot. It's cold enough. My brother said his throttle starts to freeze on that thing. It's like you put it in reverse, it takes off on you. But it is damp. It is very damp. Ugh. I was supposed to do this job yesterday, but I had a hunch it was going to snow more yesterday, and it did. It did. I didn't hear the plow guy last night. Clearly he came by. Yeah, I don't know what the temperature is. It's really damp though. Oh my god, that's damp. I kind of feel it in your bones, kind of damp. Sometimes it's not always about the temperature, it's just that humidity level, eh? It's like really alpine cold right now. Two-wheel. Behind me. Alright. And we're rolling again. Oh. I don't know if that's who I thought it was, but yeah, my brother said no, he backed up and the friggin' throttle was stuck. I've had that happen. Come to think of it, I think it happened to my mom's old minivan that I used to drive, the road rage machine. I think it, I do remember a couple of winters where you had to let it really warm up because the throttle would stick. Like you'd let off the throttle and it'd still keep going. You like start hitting the brakes or whatever, and then finally throttled back down. But winter's just nasty. You know what I mean? All you, oh, I love the snow. I love it. Yeah, they don't go outside. You know. There goes my aunt, great aunt. She's had that little car for a long time, so. About half tank of fuel. How our chickens are doing. They're still laying even this time of year. Not as much though. Like you get an egg like maybe once a week instead of every day. I don't know how many chickens she must have, but she must have about 30 or 40 of them. Because like people, like they get chickens, right? Like cottagers and stuff, they get chickens for the summer, and then when they're done, they're like, well, we don't want to kill them, and did you want them? They'll give them to my aunt, so my aunt gets all these free chickens. Then I guess she eats the oldest ones and whatever, and it works out, you know. Country living, eh? Oh, I ever feel it in the fingers. Holy smokes! It's again, it's not really that cold. Like temperature-wise, it's fine, but the damp. Oh my god! Having arthritis would really suck today. One of my aunts there, she's got like arthritis through her whole body there. She's had that her entire life. Like a day like today, she says, she says, oh, it's horrible. Like every part of you aches, right? So, but she's still out and mobile, so that's good. I usually go shovel the driveway and stuff for her there when it's. She's got an Audi A4. My cousin Matt, her son. He really likes like the Audis, right? And he's had a couple of A4s, like 2nd gen, 3rd gen, that kind of thing, and whatever. They seem to really like him. And his wife is the one that drives that big loud Volvo that I always race in the morning. Well, not so much now because you know, different time of the season. But the ship box race, yeah. And so he likes those imports, and I'm like starting to look at the imports. Like I've always wanted a BMW. And everybody's always said, Reg, don't get a BMW. Because, like, I know what's involved with a BMW. There's no such thing as a working BMW used. for more than like 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, this car's never let me down, it's fine. And 3 weeks later, it's like you need $12,000 engine, 12 grand into the brakes. You're like, yeah, it's a BMW. Just the ignition for a BMW is like $600. I know a guy who bought one. He got it. That's why you get them so cheap, right? So I'd buy a really cheap one, like, okay, hopefully I get my money's worth out of it, and then, if I get a year out of it, whatever. But I want my next vehicle to last at least a couple of years, because it's not, I mean, like with the Silver Pellet, I only paid $400 for that, and I only put $476 into it. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I get a year, I got a year, just a little over a year out of it for $800. You know what I mean? Like, you're jogging, you look stupid. That's how you get pneumonia, though, is jogging in the friggin' winter. Get a treadmill, stay safe. Jogging in the winter is hard on your lungs. It's so bad for your lungs, because you get frost in your lungs, right? You destroy your lungs. You might as well smoke 5 packs of cigarettes a day if you're going to do that. Like, yeah. But anyway. So yeah. So I'm looking at like right now, I can't get political on the channel, but my next vehicle, like, I like American vehicles, but that might not be viable in the next couple of years if there's a trade war, right? Trade wars can last for years and years and years if it does take place. I'm hoping it doesn't, but if it does, you can tell when the truck plows out, it goes faster. The thing is that I know parts are a little more expensive for, like, say, Honda Civics and stuff like that. But like, how often does a Honda Civic break? You know what I mean? Like, they do break, but they don't break often. I mean, look, I got, for $400, I had that CRV that I got off my cousin. Now, mind you, he sold it to me so cheap, it wasn't funny. $400. I think he paid $9 for it or whatever. He drove it like a madman for like 2 years or a year, and then he sold it to me, and I drove it for 4 years, and I think I put like 2 front winter tires and 1 oil change in 4 years on that vehicle. Look, I'll do an oil change on a vehicle every 4 years, whether it needs it or not. I know, hate me, go ahead, hate me. Yeah, I don't think I did an oil change on the Silver, but usually they leak enough that it's like, I'm really just changing the filter, because I'm constantly topping up oil every couple of weeks anyway. It's like, so it counts, sort of. When you wait until it gets really low, it's like a quarter of oil. I do like 1/8 increment oil changes. I put in an eighth of the thing of oil each time. So after, the 8th time, you got a full oil change. Might take you a year, but now, it counts, right? It counts. I know how to take care of my vehicles. I do baby them, though. Like, maybe not financially, but like, I tried. I don't like jam the throttle. I eco accelerate. I eco brake. Like my minivan, I did the brakes and rotors on it. Okay, and I did the pads and the 2 front rotors, and that's when everything was really cheap. So this is 2016, 2015, after my mom passed, and God rest her. But it was like I did the brakes and rotors in the front and the front winter tires, and that's all I put into that thing. And I think my dad got that thing for $1,600 or $600. I can't remember when he got it. It was the body was mint when he got it, though, and that van was like, engine wise, was headache free. It was a good van. I do miss it. It was so comfortable to drive. The only thing I would give it a run for its money for comfortability, and I kid you not, guys, my red Ford, that thing, I've driven Cadillacs. I've never owned them, but I've driven them. LS 300s, those things, Mercury Grand Marquis, New Yorker, whatever. I've driven those luxury cars, which are comfortable, but not as comfortable as my Ford F-150, 2002 F-150 rate cap. That thing was just so bloody. I remember my buddy Paul got into it. He sits down, he's like, hey, this thing's crazy comfortable. I said, I know. Just a big bench seat, you know, like, well, it was like a split bench seat, a bucket and a bench. But it's true, the thing was just crazy comfortable. And it was such a nice driving vehicle. Like, I guess because of the longer wheelbase or whatever, but plus it was a light truck, so it was just, I don't know, just the suspension wasn't harsh at all. Like, I mean, it was a nice truck. Yeah. Like this thing, it's kind of a shorter wheelbase, so you know, you bobble up and down a lot more on the bumps, right? And then after that, it would be my mom's 2002 Grand Dodge Mini Caravan there. That thing was ridiculously, like if you had to go cross country, that's the vehicle. Like it was just so comfortable. Like it just fit me so well, you know. Like you could fall asleep in it dangerously easily because it was so comfortable. But even at that, I don't know what the next vehicle will be, but I do believe there's going to be a next vehicle, probably in the spring. I'm just like, I'm just weighing my options, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I still got to do the windshield, got to do the exhaust. I want to do all the brakes on for the cost of all the brakes, I could probably find another vehicle. Like, I mean, it's going to cost me about $1,300 to $2,000 minimum. If they quoted $1,300, you're looking at, you know, at $1,000 bucks, you know what I mean? Is that car worth putting another $1,000 bucks into, being such a time bomb? I don't